everyone. Welcome to the Engineering Technology Alumni panel featuring highly successful ECPI graduates. In these interviews, you'll be able to hear from people who were once in the same position as many of you are in right now. We trust that their experiences and wisdom will be able to provide you with valuable advice and insights to help you along your own journey. Let's get started. Okay, up first we have Megan Swisher. Megan got her associate's degree and bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering technology. Her associate's degree was in 2021 and her bachelor's degree was completed in December of 2022 here at ECPI University. Megan, thank you for joining me and welcome. So the first question I have for you is, where are you working? What's your current role and place of work?
So I work at Hollister Incorporated, located in Stewart's Draft, Virginia. We are an ostomy and wound care company, so we make medical devices. I am currently a manufacturing process engineer. I've been in that role for roughly 2 years. I took over that role when I graduated with my associate's degree. I started there a little over 15 years ago as an operator, so this has helped me progress within my career in the company.
Awesome. Thank you. The second question I have for you, so in your job, take me through a day in your life. Like, what are some of the daily tasks that you have?
So I'm responsible for certain machines, and basically throughout the day, we are monitoring the metrics and assessing any issues and trying to improve the process, trying to make sure everything runs as smooth as possible. Obviously, from being an operator, I understand the struggles of running machinery. So just making everything easier for everybody involved within the process. Just looking at the specific variables that could impact how everything runs and just trying to map it from start to finish and make sure everything is running as smooth as possible.
Thank you. How long have you been working there?
A little over 15 years. So I started
Wow.
there when I was 18.
Wow. What was that first job that you had when you were 18?
So I started as a machine operator and I just worked my way up. I worked side by side with the engineers, bringing in new processes. And after that, I pretty much figured out which path I wanted to take. And with their encouragement, I returned to school and got my degree.
So that was kind of your motivation for pursuing your degree. You had some coworkers that kind of pushed you that way.
Yes, they encouraged me and said, this seems like a very good path for you. So I went home and signed up for ECPI online.
Yeah. So why did you choose ECPI?
I I enjoyed the fact that it is online, so it allows the flexibility of being online, and you can complete your assignments as you see fit. However, I do love the structure and um, I enjoy the fast-paced structure of the accelerated program.
Yeah. So you kind of explained your career path. You started at your company and you were working at your company when you decided to enroll into the uh, engineering program here at ECPI. So kind of take me through that career path. How did you make it up the ranks? Like, what pushed you to the next level each time?
Um, so once I started as an operator, I started working my way up there and I advanced to a higher level operator, which was basically a step down from a mechanic.
Mhm.
And then we brought in a new process. And with that, I was able to complete projects and work directly with the engineers involved in the process. And we have a tuition assistance through my work. So if you are going to college, they will help you to pay for some of your college. And the managers there worked with me to make sure that I was getting enrolled and going the right path.
Awesome. Um, So was there anything specific about the classes that you took at ECPI or the features of ECPI as a university that prepared you most to accelerate in your career?
I would say that all the classes prepared me in some way, shape, or form. Obviously, the CAD classes were fantastic at teaching you how to design. There are machine design courses that helped you see more in depth of how the process works. It helps with troubleshooting. They help with thinking more in depth of the process and how it works. And really just it teaches you how to think outside the box. Maybe the class isn't necessarily geared towards what you're doing, but it teaches you a different way of thinking and thinking through the process.
Awesome, great answer. So talking more about the online aspect of ECPI, a lot of people here in engineering technology program, and they think, how can you get such a hands-on degree online? How did ECPI give you that hands-on instruction while still being 100% online?
So ECPI offers a lot of simulators and you can basically walk your way through it through the simulations. And most of my classes, as far as electrical classes, programming classes, they all offer some level of that. So you get the hands-on approach without actually being there.
So what's your advice to current students in your program?
My advice would be utilize your resources. ECPI offers so many different levels of resources as far as tutors, your professors, everybody there wants you to succeed, and they will do everything to help you to succeed. One of my professors once said, if you struggle for longer than 15 minutes, call me. And they're all there to help you through it. Obviously, online classes aren't the easiest sometimes, but they are there's so many different levels of people there to help you. And if you utilize that, you will be successful.
I love that. I love what your professor said too. That's really nice to hear and really reassuring. So what's next for you?
I am currently enrolled in the MBA program. So I will graduate in May with my MBA. And I'm hoping to move into a project management or global engineering type role from there.
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate your time and your expertise in your program. And I know that a lot of students can get good information about where their career could possibly go after they graduate, and just some advice to make the best of the program and utilize all the resources. So I really appreciate you joining me. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Up next, we have Kendall Wilson. He is an electronics engineering technology bachelor's degree holder. He completed that in February of 2023. Kendall, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Sarah, and thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Well, we'll go ahead and get into the questions. So the first one I have for you is, where are you currently working and what's your job title?
Right now, I'm currently working for a company right here in Central Virginia. We deal with critical power distribution units, pretty much anything that does with data centers, and we pretty much run all the data centers on the East Coast, pretty much throughout the United States.
Wow, that's awesome.
My current title there is AE, so I've been in that role for about 2 months now. Before that, I was doing electrical test technician. I was doing a lot of hands-on, troubleshooting of circuits, powering of circuits, that stuff as a regular test technician.
Great. So in your current role, what are some of the specific tasks that you have? Like, you go into work, what are the daily tasks that you have sometimes?
A lot of emails, a lot of doing different quotes for different products, quotes for different customers, receiving POs of different customers, basically I'm the start of, customers want product and I have to, get everything together so that stuff can get built and get out to the customer.
Awesome. What about your first role with the company being a technician? What were some of like the tasks that you had in that role?
The tasks there were a lot more hands-on tasks. I dealt with so many different critical power units, from PDU units to RPP units, which is remote power panel units, to working on some sorts of switchgear units. I didn't get deep into switchgear, but I also seen a lot of switchgear. Just your average test environment, putting a 480 volt in, 240 out, sometime 415 output, just everyday test stuff.
Great. So you've kind of explained how long you're in your role, but let's go back before you enrolled at ECPI. What made you choose the EET route?
I was just thinking about a way, to have, you know, control of my own destiny as far as having a job and just working in the fields that I was working in. I was just kind of like dead end jobs, warehouse jobs. So I just told myself I wanted to do something that was going to be challenging for me. And I felt like ET, which electronic engineering technology was, it was pretty challenging. And I knew it was something I would be able to accomplish. So felt like going to ECPI was a great opportunity for me.
Great. Let's go to at the end of your degree. At the end of your degree, you're gearing up to get into the workforce. What helped you land that first job after you graduated?
It was just me, my hard work and dedication. When I first got with the company I'm with now, I started off as a assembler. So I was assembling units and assembling all of our different products. And from assembler, I was given an opportunity from a great guy at my company. He gave me the opportunity to come to test. And from test, I stayed there for about 9 months. And from that point on, that's when I got into the role that I am in now. And it's just all been stepping stones for me, and just being at a nice company and people noticing that I'm a hardworking guy, and got the degree, and so gave me a chance. So taking it from there.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, that's great advice too, and insights for people, maybe they don't want that lower level job out of the gate, but if you do take that job with a good company that has room for growth, that can
Right.
be very
It
beneficial.
definitely can help out in the long run.
Yeah. Were there any specific classes or features about ECPI that you still use today?
ECPI, I would say not as much now in my current role, but in tests, yeah, it was a lot in that I would learn at ECPI that I could have used in that role, which I did use in that role, from all the hands-on learning we did, from all the labs we did. In my role now, I still have to, know all the electrical and electronics, stuff to do my job. But outside of that, I'm not as much hands-on, but I still have to, know my degree and know what I went to school for to be able to do the job that I'm doing now.
Yeah, it's an interesting outlook because a lot of people go into our program and then they do a career that is still hands-on, which you did, but even to get to the place where you are now with the promotion, you still probably needed that first job to get into that.
Yes, ma'am.
And you
Definitely.
need to know the terminology too.
And I'm still learning now. So every day, the learning doesn't stop. I'm still learning the new role that I'm in, the role prior to what I was in. It's always going to be learning and something new every day. So
Yeah. So there are current students who are going to be watching this. They're in your program that you were once in. What would you want to say to them? Like, what's some advice that you have for them?
I would just tell anybody that's watching this to just, if they dream big and they go for it, they can definitely do it. I know it's going to be hard, all the studying, all the schooling, some people may be working, some people may have families and kids. So no matter what it is, if you go for it, just stick out with it and, work hard as you can, and somebody will notice it and somebody will give you that chance and you'll be able to say, I did it.
That's great. Well, thank you so much, Kendall. I really appreciate your time. I know a lot of people will get a lot of advice and insight from this. So thank you for sharing.
And I thank you very much for having me once again, Sarah. Thank you.
Okay, up next we have Leary Williams. Leary is a 2022 graduate of our Bachelor's in Mechanical Engineering Technology program. Leary, thank you for joining me.
Hey, hi, Sarah. Thank you for having me.
Of course. All right, so we're just going to jump right into the questions. Leary, can you tell everyone where you work and what your job title is?
So I work for CACI International, and my technical role is a consultant, a business process consultant, but I work for the government as a deputy program manager.
Awesome. So can you take us through what your daily life is like in your job? What are some daily tasks you have?
So there's a lot. So I help to oversee several communities of practice, and they range from different disciplines: mechanical, temporary services, electrical, structural. So a few different disciplines that a certain organization, disciplines that impact a certain organization. So day to day, I'm talking to different leads and deputies of these COPs, and there's a lot of project management in there, a lot of working through different innovations that we're trying to incorporate in the enterprise. So it gets busy, but it's pretty fun and challenging.
Great, thank you. And how long have you been in that role?
So I've been in this role. So I've been kind of with this organization for over a year now, but in this role for a few months. So I just took on this new role.
Yeah. So was this your first company after graduating? Did you start working for CACI right after graduating from ECPI?
So technically, yes.
Okay.
But I did do a little bit of an internship with Jacobs, like right as I was finishing up my degree. So I worked with Jacobs for a while.
Awesome. And you said you've been in your current role for a couple of months. What were you doing before that?
So before this, I was actually consulting at the shipyard, trying to help with some process improvement, different things like that, understanding some of their maintenance challenges or innovation challenges that they may have.
Great. And let's go back to before you enrolled at ECPI. Why did you choose the MET program?
So the reason I chose MET kind of goes way back to high school. So as I was finishing up high school, I started kind of making my mind up of, kind of what I wanted to be in life. I'm sure we all go through it, but so at one point or another, I was in a robotics program. I was getting heavy with some math, some engineering, different things like that, and I said to myself, well, I want to be an engineer. So that kind of sparked my interest. I did a little bit of community college. And then when that started kind of getting really hard for me, my older brother, who was in the Navy, he suggested, hey, I see you're struggling, you're working these jobs, whatever, you're going through school, but, I know you're struggling. So I'm an engineer. Why don't you, join the Navy, and I can kind of tell you how to navigate it, and you could be an engineer. So, that's kind of what I did. And a few years later, it's the engineering is not the same, but it did impact my life nonetheless. And then I made the decision to go back to school to finish that kind of, that initial goal I had of becoming an engineer. I guess with a degree. And I chose ECPI.
Yeah, why did you choose ECPI?
So one, I was on shore duty, and a few different sailors, they were at ECPI. They were telling me all about it. Hey, ECPI, we have extra downtime now. I'm completing my degree in, 2.5 years. They accept some credits from your military experience, just a few different things. And I was a little bit skeptical at the time, and I was like, oh, let me, check it out. And then I came on campus, the Virginia Beach campus, blew me away. And then, it just I just had to make the decision from there.
Right. When you were in school, what are some of the classes that you still like think back on now and you use kind of in your thought process in your career?
Oh man. So so a lot of classes, a lot of great professors. So I think all the professors really had an impact on me and a few of my core friends from my degree program. So there's a lot, but I will say, like, work wise, additive manufacturing, 3D printing, it's really, really big. Everyone is interested in it, and if you know a little bit, you know a lot right now. So that was a really big eye opener for me. Um, Being able to get exposed to the different programs, the AutoCAD, the Inventor, making different models, doing the stress tests for different models. So that was pretty big, and I still use it to this day.
Good. Let's think about like current students that are watching this right now. What would you want to say to them in this moment? They're in the thick of their degree and they need a little motivation, or inspiration. What do you have to say to them?
Uh, so I was definitely in your shoes. The degree gets hard. The time, the times are kind of long. But I will say stick with it. Get through it. The people who are around you, you're gonna see a lot of the familiar faces in your classes, especially when you start getting up into your core classes, no matter what degree it is. Those are going to be some of your best resources, and they're going to help you kind of get through the program a lot more efficiently. So you could do it by yourself if you're a brainiac. I know I wasn't. I've never been the smartest. So I banded together with a few different classmates, and we worked together after class over the weekends. And that's how I really got through my degree. I made some really good friendships, and we helped each other through that degree.
Do you
So
still talk to them today?
I still talk to them to this day, where everyone is kind of finished the degree and figuring out the job market at the moment. So we've been everyone's gotten a job now. So
Awesome.
so we do need to connect. But they're my great friends right now.
Awesome. That's really great to hear. Well, thank you so much, Larry. I really appreciate you coming on and taking some time out of your week to answer some questions. Thank you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure, and good luck to everyone out there. The degree is totally worth it. All your hard work you put in now will pay your dividends in the future. And with ECPI, it comes really quick.